All right, welcome back, people. You're still on To Wake Up Nigeria. And today on the show, we kick things off with Abimbola Olusholanke. She's a certified nutritionist, dietitian, and the CEO of Abimbola Sholanke Consulting. And today we will be discussing the nutritional reasons you can't sleep well at night. They say you need sleep to function effectively.
Yeah.
And without it, there's a long list of, things that could happen to you if you're not getting enough sleep.
Sure.
And today, you're here to enlighten us on the things that you need to eat and not eat to get good sleep. So tell us.
Okay, before we jump into what we need to eat or not to eat, like you mentioned, sleep is vital and it's often overlooked. So you now find out that people who are deprived of sleep or have experienced poor quality sleep are predisposed to a number of chronic diseases and other health-related issues. Even this trending issue around bullying. Do you know that parents who are deprived of sleep cannot give quality parenting? It affects their mood, their anxiety level, and so many other things.
Exactly.
So it's quite important for us to be mindful of the amount of sleep we get and the quality of sleep. All right. So now, there are a number of reasons why people don't sleep, and I won't really say that it's nutritional per se, but for instance, someone who has very high stress levels, right? Definitely that kind of person can't sleep well at night, or even if it's a day nap, the person can't enjoy the quality or the renewing benefits that you get from sleep. Because what happens is when the stress level is high, every other activity in the system shuts down. So day in, day out, they get closer to burnout stage, and at the end of the day, a lot of things can go wrong. So stress factor, and there was a documentary I watched sometime, and they said Nigeria is the most stressful place to live in.
Yes.
Can you imagine that?
Lagos State.
So when the stress is high, you can't sleep at night well. The number two is a lot of people there's presence of pain. So it could be acute or chronic in the body. So for some people, it could also be emotional pain. When the mental health is poor, then sleep is compromised. So, but once you are able to fix it, then the restorative benefit of sleep, you start experiencing it. So another reason why people don't sleep well at night is obviously the hormone, because every process in our system is regulated by hormones, and sleep has its own hormone. That is the melatonin. Yeah. So when that is wacky, then the sleep quality is obviously,
Now, let's talk about foods, because, that's the focus for this conversation right now. Things to eat and not to eat. So first, I know, I'm going to use my husband as an example. There are certain foods that he cannot eat before he goes to bed. And that is yam, because it gives him heartburn. Yes. So now let's talk about some of those foods that would enhance good sleep, and those that you would not advise that we eat before we go to bed.
So again, it's not a blanket recommendation, because, for instance, before you can recommend the kind of food that someone needs to eat or would support good sleep, you need to understand what I call the chronotype. So the chronotype is like your inner clock, your circadian rhythm, that it actually determines the kind of food that will align with your body. It also determines your level of productivity, your level of alertness, and so on like that. So, for instance, your husband maybe is someone who you would describe as a morning person. Is he morning or evening person?
He's more of a morning person.
Morning person. So definitely he wants to avoid things that are like carbs, things that are high in carbs. Maybe, So he wants to avoid things like that, because it can spike the blood sugar. He doesn't need that at that time. His system is winding down, so he wants to reduce the portion maybe and go more on for veggies or maybe a bit of protein, just to balance the system. Because when the sugar is high, then the body it can't be in a sleep state. You need to be in a sleep state. Yeah.
Now let's talk about those who are evening persons, because we have the morning persons and evening persons. You said something about understanding your chronotype. Now let's talk about foods that you would recommend for people who are evening people.
Okay, so for people who are evening people, they want to also avoid, so those people, they are more active during the evening time. Okay. So if they are, and a lot of them, they find themselves in a situation whereby they don't even do the like wholesome foods, the whole foods. They reach more for caffeinated stuff, sugars, sodas, and stuff like that. So they should also avoid that. Otherwise, they prolong the time whereby their bodies need to shut down, because everybody needs to sleep at night, whether you are a morning person or an evening person, because that's the time your body regenerates, renews, and prepares you for the next day. Yes. So you don't want to be in a constant state of being stressed, tensed. Like I tell people, nobody has ever gotten an award for being the most sleep-deprived person on earth. So.
Right. Now let's talk about the dangers of not sleeping well. Okay. I mean, you reeled out some of the causes, things that could make you not sleep well. Now let's talk about, the adverse effects of not sleeping well along the line, like with time.
Okay. So if you're not sleeping well, your body can't detox properly. Because there's been research, a number of studies that showed that people who do night duties or are that don't sleep well at night are predisposed to cancer, some certain types of cancers. Okay. So because your body's detoxification system happens at night. Okay. So they are predisposed, they run the risk of having that kind of disease. They also have like mood swings. Their stress level is obviously very high. Then they have, they can also have issues with their high blood pressure, blood sugar, like I mentioned before. Okay. So in order to boost your sleep, you want to include things like banana.
Bananas.
Yeah, it's high in potassium that helps your body to calm and prepare you to sleep. Turkey is also a precursor to serotonin in the body. Okay. Yeah, cool. Turkey meat. Some people don't like it, but it also helps as well. Okay. Nuts and seeds, omega-3 fatty acids in your nuts and seeds will also help as well to calm your body down and stay hydrated. So,
talking about staying hydrated, a few medical experts, because I've seen a few reports on it, they advise not to take too much water before going to bed. Yeah. Because then you're not having a good night's sleep, because most of the time you're running to the bathroom. What do you think?
Okay, so as a nutritionist, and what I tell my clients is the amount of money you take should be more during the daytime. So in the morning, I tell my clients, wake up and thank your body by giving it some water, because it worked all through the night. So drink some water. Through the day you drink, and then once it's nighttime or evening, you start winding down so that you don't have too many toilet breaks in the night, and then that can disrupt your sleep quality.
Okay. Then you're advising that once you wake up in the morning, you take some water.
Absolutely.
Now let's talk about certain things that we have also been advised to put in our water when we wake up in the morning, like lemon, apple cider vinegar.
I don't do apple cider vinegar. Okay. Reason is it's overhyped.
It is?
It is overhyped.
Oh, now I feel ashamed.
And as a matter of fact, the way and manner you drink it is actually important, because it erodes the enamel of your teeth if you drink it directly. So you want to take it with a straw. However,
you want to take it with a straw?
Yeah.
Ooh, wow, I'm rushing to the supermarket to get straws. Okay.
So because people think that it helps with weight loss and stuff like that, but really, you just want healthy lifestyle is a marathon. It should be something. It's a lifestyle thing, not a quick fix thing. Yeah. So if you approach it from that angle,
I really, really appreciate this conversation. I'm sure a lot of people also do. Thank you so much. Next week we'll continue more on nutrition.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Fantastic. All right, and that's been a beautiful conversation there with Miss Abimbola.